Hi, everybody. Please put on your mute button so that we don't interrupt the webinar. Thank you so much for joining. If you do have questions, you're welcome to put them into the chat and we will get to those at the end. I want to introduce to you our guest today. That it's Lindsay Wagner. He is the Director of Sales with Virgin Voyages West, and we're very happy he's here to share with us about Virgin Voyages. There will be a prize for one lucky attendee at the end. So please stay on the webinar at the end to see if you are the lucky winner. And I'm going to pass it over to Lindsay right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Karen, for the opportunity today to present to our 1,000-mile travel family. I hear and see a lot of familiar faces and names. So good to see you again. But if this is the first time that we are formally meeting, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Lindsay Wagner, as Karen said, Director of Sales West for Virgin Voyages. I'm based here in sunny Southern California for Virgin, and I oversee a team of amazing sales managers basically located west of the Mississippi. We've got Rebecca in Dallas, Cindy in Milwaukee, Megan is here in Southern California with me, and then we've got Sam in St. Louis. So we have a team of, I think actually about like 16 sales managers located all throughout the United States. So even if you don't see your states there on the screen, if you reach out, we'll be sure to get you linked up so you have that support to hopefully sell more voyages. But as Karen mentioned, just very happy to be here because I know this partnership between Virgin Voyages and 1,000-mile travel is just getting started. So much so I was in Denver last week. I was able to meet Ben and Nick, and it was just a great, great meeting, great chance to talk about all the amazing things that we have going on at Virgin. So this presentation lines up very nice to hopefully see this partnership continue to blossom and grow. And so I will kick things off by just kind of tooting our own horn, if you will, with how much we've accomplished in the short amount of time that we have been in operation. So we're the first brand ever to sweep the Cruise Critic Cruisers Choice Awards. Say that 5 times fast in all 5 categories: best overall cruise line, dining, cabin, service, and value for the money. Not only that, but we are recognized by a lot of the big trade publications and magazines out there: Condé Nast, Travel and Leisure, Cosmopolitan, and the U.S. News and World Report. We are having to make some extra shelves in that trophy case for all of the hardware that we are collecting. So for those of you on the call that might have just signed up with Virgin Voyages and you're learning about us, you're probably wondering, what makes you unique or different. And for those of you that have sailed with us already many times, you could probably spout off all of the amazing features and highlights that really set us apart. But the big thing, the big key differentiator that really makes us stand out is the fact that we are an adults-only cruise line. There are no children on board this ship. So you got to be 18 plus in order to sail with us. We don't have buffets. We've got 20 plus eateries. We've included about $1,000 in inclusions per sailor per voyage, which I'll show you here on the next couple of slides. There is also a very large emphasis on health and wellness when you sail with us. And again, I'll chat about that coming up. But when you sail with us, it truly feels like a choose your own adventure, depending on the mood, the vibe, or the environment that you are seeking out. I mean, we've got something for everybody. We have those moments of high energy where you can be closing down the Manor nightclub at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, or if you're looking for more of that kind of serene, chill atmosphere, I would highly recommend just hanging out at the dock all day with a good book and a cold drink and some nice chill lounge music. So with that, I do want to stress like this slide that you see here, because right after you're telling your clients about Virgin Voyages that we are this new cruise line, sounds like a lot of fun, it's adults only. This right here should be one of the first couple of bullet points that you tell them that what makes us unique, and it's our always included luxury. We've got dining at 20 plus eateries, all included. So we got rid of the specialty dining upcharge that people are kind of used to when dining or sailing on other lines. Gratuities and tips, Wi-Fi, because we believe that Wi-Fi is a basic human digital right that everyone should have access to. So Wi-Fi is included, group fitness classes, and our essential drinks, which include your stills, sparkling, soda, tea, lemonade, drip coffee, and non-pressed juices. And last but not least, our entertainment and shows, all wrapped up into the voyage fare. This slide right here is, I think, super important. And I think it's a great resource that you can use because this is client friendly when it comes to comparing us amongst many of the other lines out there. So you've got our what we call our fair and flexible fares on the far left-hand side. And this chart is comparing us to other contemporary cruise line and a other premium cruise line. So while the price point that you might see from the onset with Virgin Voyages might be a little higher, and again, the pricing that you're seeing is based on double occupancy, you have to remember everything that's already included in the voyage fare versus that low price point possibly on another line, but everything else you're having to pay extra for on top of it, where the pricing comes out to almost where it's a little bit more than sailing with Virgin. So I'll be sure to follow up with a nice one-pager sheet that gives you this chart that you can send out to clients, again, when trying to promote Virgin Voyages and showing that, again, the best value for your money. So our ships and our deployment, what does that what does that look like? So we've got 3 ships currently sailing right now, 4 ships, soon to be 4th with Brilliant Lady, but they are all sister ships, all with the max sailor capacity of around 2,700 sailors, crew count of around 1,150. We've got Scarlet currently sailing in the Caribbean on 4 and 5 night itineraries, Valiant Lady on 6 and 8 nights in the Caribbean, and then Resilient Lady that is wrapping up her summer season, if you will, down in Australia before she will make her way back up to the Greek Isles, where she'll home port out of Athens for a couple of months. And then Brilliant Lady, TBD. That's the $1 million question: is where our 4th ship will be sailing. This chart, another great resource when you're like, all right, where is Virgin Voyages sailing at what time of the year? This gives you a pretty good glance of where we are going to be located for the next, almost, what is that, 18 months through October 2025. We did just announce that Resilient Lady will be spending her winter season sailing out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, which I've got some really exciting slides to show you coming up with that. But when it comes to our Miami departures, I think I really want to stress the fact that our 4, 5, 6, and 8 night sailings out of Miami, Florida are really and truly our bread and butter. Like, those are the itineraries that are really resonating with our sailors. So again, when you're talking to your client about Virgin Voyages, I think bringing up these Caribbean itineraries are fantastic. Great for a nice long weekend or, nice little getaway. Or if you're looking for a full, 5, 6 night itinerary, we've got you covered. We've got a 5 night Riviera Maya that calls on Cozumel and the Beach Club, 5 night Dominican Days that calls on Puerto Plata and the Beach Club, and then a 5 night Mayan Sol that calls on Costa Maya and the Beach Club. And my personal favorites, I'll be sailing on this in a couple of weeks. This is our 4 night Fire and Sunset soiree itinerary. I pulled this from another presentation I gave a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about our favorite itineraries. I love this one because I love Key West, and I love that it is a Wednesday evening departure and you are back into Miami at 6 a.m. on Sunday. So you're still able to fly out really and only have to take 3 days of vacation and still have an epic experience on board Virgin. Now, with that being said, I did want to leave some space to talk about the hottest news off of the press, which is Resilient Lady's San Juan debut, which will be happening in December of 2024. So she will spend about 3 or 4 months sailing out of San Juan on a variety of different itineraries. Again, I did pull this pricing probably from a couple of days ago, so it's still fresh. Again, price subject to change, but I did want to give you at least a jumping off point when you look at these new itineraries. And honestly, I was a little surprised at how reasonably priced a lot of this is when it comes to the number of nights, as well as everything that you get included in the price point. And everything is based on a sea terrace, which is our balcony cabin, at our lock-it-in rate for 2 sailors. And the pricing that you're seeing does include taxes and fees. So we've got an 8-night pre-holiday Caribbean refresh that calls on the BVI, St. Martin, Barbados, Martinique, St. Lucia, and St. Kitts. We have our Resilient New Year's Ahoy. So if you have some clients that love to celebrate New Year's on a cruise line or a cruise ship, I think we are a fantastic option. There is no party like a Virgin Voyages New Year's party. But I believe in this one, 28, 29, 30, 31st, New Year's Eve, we will be sailing out of Barbados, and New Year's Day, waking up in St. Lucia, which there's no better way to really bring in 2025 with that. And then we have our San Juan, St. Vincent, Barbados, and more. You can see this is a 10-night. You can see, again, calling on BVI, which we've seen in the past couple of months, a couple of voyages that are sailing the BVI. Branson himself has actually came out on his like little windsurfer, because, you know, with Necker Island there in the BVI, I guess it's in close proximity. So Valiant Lady's been doing a swing, giving our sailors a nice little show on that. This is the one that I have my eye on. This is our idyllic Caribbean Isles in Colombia, calling on Cartagena, Curacao, Aruba, St. Lucia, and Antigua. 11 nights for, again, 4,200, which includes taxes and fees for 2 people. Again, 11 nights, which is fantastic. We've got our St. Isles and Seas of the Caribbean, 7 nights. Again, BVI, Barbados, St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Martin. And then our San Juan, Barbados, and beyond, a nice 7-night. Again, a 7-night itinerary at that price point is pretty fantastic, with all of the inclusions, and all of the different itinerary PDFs are located in firstmates.com. And last but not least, our Puerto Rican days and Caribbean nights. And again, these itineraries are hot off the press. We just announced these over the past, I think it was last week or the week before, but this is also selling incredibly well. We've had great response with that. All right, so when it comes to our Miami departures with our 4, 5, 6, and 8-night itineraries, every single one of those itineraries includes a call at the beach club at Bimini, which is Virgin's own private beach club that we have built out in the Bahamas. It's stunning, beautiful, it's gorgeous, with some great tunes and some sun and sand. There's no better way to spend a day in the Bahamas than here at the beach club. And just like the ship, there is no separate upcharge to access the beach club, and all of your food is also included here as well. Okay, so where are you going to lay your head down at night when you sail with Virgin Voyages when it comes to our cabins and suites? We have something for every price point and every budget, from our inside cabins all the way up to our suites. But what I can tell you that for those first mates that have sailed with us, really, it is the lead-in cabin you want to be talking about is the Sea Terrace cabin, which is our room with a balcony. It is a smart cabin with that, so it's all like, teched out with lighting and the let's see, the curtains that close as you enter the room. Everything is controlled by the iPad. But of course, it's the balcony with that red hammock that really is the hallmark of why people love sailing in a Sea Terrace. And square footage on that ranges from 225 to 265 square feet. But if you're really looking for the Rockstar experience, we've got 78 Rockstar suites. 63 of them are Rockstar suites, 15 are Mega Rockstar suites. So 63 of these Rockstar cabins, brilliant, seriously cheeky corner and suite aft. You get another layer of amenities, as you see there on your screen, with access to Richard's rooftop, first round of the in-room minibar on us, early booking access, and access to your Rockstar agents. Now, if you're really looking to go all out and splurge, above the Rockstar category is the Mega Rockstar category. We got 15 of these suites, massive, fab, posh, and gorgeous, and another layer of amenities on top of it. The big kind of add-on for this is that all of your alcohol is included with a Mega Rockstar suite booking. So again, those milestone celebrations or anniversaries, that the Mega Rockstar is the way to go on that. Now, when it comes to that whole health and wellness aspect, if you've got clients that are into maintaining, a workout routine, or at least just vacationing and still looking to stay active and healthy, if you will, we've got it. And again, there's that equal parts retox and detox on board our ship. I like to say we have the best workout facilities at sea, including some impressive strength training equipment that, for some people that are into, weightlifting, have said that very impressed by our gym. But a yoga room, as much cardio as the eye can see, and our own spin room. And again, all of your fitness classes are included. We have an outdoor boxing ring. We've got the runway, which is the elevated track up and away from all the foot traffic. We've got the perch, which is located up on the 17th deck, and that is where our sunrise yoga and meditation takes place. But if you're looking for a little pampering, we've got you covered there too. We've got our tune-up, which is our mani-pedi spot, the beautiful redemption spot, the dry dock, which is our version of like a dry bar salon, and then our men's barber shop at the Stubble and Groom, of which all of these services you can use your onboard credits for. Okay, so our entertainment, and this is what I love talking about because I think the entertainment is another kind of big key differentiating factor for Virgin Voyages, what sets us apart. But our experiences are vast, those that happen really in one of our performance venues, but those that also happen out amongst the sailors. But we've got the Manor nightclub, which is our nightclub slash event venue, actually named after Virgin Records' first recording studio, where Branson founded Virgin Records. So we've got the Manor that has another Rose show. We actually have a comedian show that's coming through our supper club experience. But typically every night the Manor activates into the nightclub. And then we've got the Red Room, which is our multi-transformational theater that has many different shows. My favorite one being Dual Reality, which is told in that kind of runway style show or runway style setup. But it's a modern retelling of Romeo and Juliet through a like Cirque du Soleil / circus act. So I'll leave it at that. And then we also have a casino, of course, it being an adults only cruise line, and also a vinyl record shop with that. So now with our entertainment, what I will say on the crown jewel on every single voyage is Scarlet Night, where the entire ship activates red. We've got a show that takes place up in the roundabout, which is our main kind of atrium area. Then you migrate up to the aquatic club, as you can see here, where there's a big kind of dance performance, vocal show done by the hostess. And then the night ends up in the Manor nightclub. And to that, I will say, make sure to pack the most amazing red outfit known just that you got. Make sure and pack it, because this is the night to wear it. Now, we have also developed an entertainment guide, which we've gotten a lot of questions of, do you know what shows on this ship, or I don't want to miss out on a party, or at least an entertainment activation. So we've created this entertainment guide that basically gives you a full-on packing list as well, that tells you what parties are happening, the PJ party, the 70s party, the 80s party, as well as Scarlet Night that happens on every single ship. So it's a great resource to send out to your clients. Now for our eateries, again, I think the F&B program that we have on board our ship is just stellar. We've actually won several awards. Just last year, we won the Travel Age West Wave Award for the best onboard dining venue with Pink Agave. And what I want to also stress is that, again, all of our onboard eateries are included in the voyage fare. So there's no separate upcharge to dine in any one of our restaurants. We've got the Wake, which is our steak and seafood restaurant, Pink Agave, our upscale modern Mexican restaurant, Razzle Dazzle, which is our vegan vegetarian forward restaurant, Test Kitchen, which is like a part cooking lab, part restaurant, Gumbe, Korean barbecue, and Extra Virgin, our Italian restaurant. Now, on top of that, with some of the other eateries located throughout the ship, my personal favorite is the Dock, which is located on the 7th deck at the aft of the ship. That's that kind of very chill. It's gives me very like a beach club in like Santorini or Ibiza, with just some great lounge music. Amazing pizza at sea, as well as some fantastic ice cream that is located in our ice cream shop called Lick Me Till Ice Cream. I'll let that joke land for a second, but no, it's that's the ice cream shop located there on the 7th deck. And I'm having conversations about advisors and who would be the best fit for Virgin Voyages. This is what I love telling them, is that if you're going to get a slice of what our experience is on board, you can tell, screen your clients and let them know the second that you step foot on the ship, you're going to look to your right and you're going to see an ice cream shop called Lick Me Till Ice Cream. And kind of judging off of their reaction, like if there's a little bit of a snicker or a laugh or an eye roll, then then they're probably going to have a great time. But if they're like, wait, what? And, kind of taken aback, they might not be the best fit for Virgin. So I forgot to wear my Lick Me Till Ice Cream shirt that I bought on board as well. The other kind of F&B activation that I want to make sure everybody is aware of, and I think it's the best feature of any cruise line out there, is our on-demand champagne delivery service called Shake for Champagne. So we believe that no matter where you are on the ship, you should always have access to champagne. So if you take your phone and have the app open and you shake it, you will see little champagne bubbles appear in a button that says push me. And when you confirm that you want it, a chilled bottle of Moet will be delivered to your exact location on the ship. We did it. We were sitting in the pool, and within 15 minutes, one of our lovely crew members rounded the corner, popped the bottle as we were in the pool and in the middle of the Caribbean, and it just was epic. Everybody should have that moment whenever they sail with us. And speaking of sailing with us, who is sailing with us and who loves us in terms of our sailor demographic? Like, who in your database should you be targeting or thinking about putting on one of our ships? So what we are seeing as our sweet spot is that mid-30s to mid-60s. Average age is 49. And from that, 75% of our cruisers are repeat cruisers, meaning that they've been there, done that, and they are looking for something new and unique and different. So keep that in mind as you have those cruisers in your database. Now, when it comes to that age factor, I know there have been some discussions of, am I going to be too old for this cruise line, or my client's going to be too old? But honestly, we believe that age is just a number. It really is about the mindset, that kind of zest for life. So those clients that are young at heart and still like to have a good time on vacation are going to love us. And I won't tell him to come off mute, but I know Chris Lee, who has sailed with us, just had a big group on board Virgin. I'm pretty sure he said his parents sailed. And I think we're on the upper end of that age spectrum and still had a fantastic time with that, which we love to hear and see. So, so with that,
I had the oldest guest on the ship.
There you
95.
go. 95. Look at that. 95 years old. And actually, I think you sent me a photo of your mom on Scarlet Night, right? Up by the pool, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if she
She's
jumped
the drag
in.
queen's best friend.
There you go. There you go. I love it. But yeah, you can see on the left-hand side of your screen there, it's a mixed group of ages, 20s to 80s. Hearing that, Chris's mom, 90s on there. So really is just, it's a number. It's that, like I said, zest for life. And the other thing I do want to talk about and make sure that you are aware of is that we are seeing a very large conversion of those all-inclusive clients that are more land-based or drawn towards the land-based resorts. Are converting over to Virgin Voyages. And I think that goes back to our value prop with everything that is included in the voyage fare. And right now with our current promotion, we've got drinks included with our bar tab. So I always say that if you are sending out quotes or a client reaches out to you for a land-based vacation at a resort, you're sending them resort A and resort B. There should be no reason why you can't slot in Virgin Voyages with option C to say, listen, I know you mentioned land-based, all-inclusives. Have you thought about Virgin Voyages? Brand new cruise line, no kids, all your food, gratuity, tips, Wi-Fi, all of that's included. And I can guarantee you're going to have a fantastic time. And I like to think our entertainment will absolutely sell them. And I can guarantee you once you get them on our ship, they will be hooked on that. So with the repeat cruisers and the all-inclusive clients, I also wanted to bring up actually my mom, not Chris's mom, but my mom that had the opportunity to sail with us, because I think she fits into a very important kind of demographic or bucket that I know that every single person on this call has, and that is the first-time cruiser. Those people that have never sailed before, they've never been on a cruise ship, so they don't really know the dynamics, the early dining, late dining, embark, disembark, all of that. So they're coming to it with a blank slate. She stepped off of that ship and she had the absolute time of her life. And so much so that she's actually going to be sailing with us here in a couple of weeks. It'll be her second voyage. She actually sent me pictures of her Scarlet Night outfit because, of course, now she has a little bit of experience underneath her belt. So she was raring and ready. But I bring her up because I know everybody has that Susan that's never cruised. That, again, once you can get that first time cruiser on our ship, they will be hooked for life and be constantly looking for that future Scarlet Night outfit for their next voyage. So don't discredit the Susans, and might want to throw out that option to those as well. All right, so how are you going to make your money with us, and how are we brilliant to do business with? Well, I want to make sure that everybody gets registered with 1000 Mile and Virgin Voyages on firstmates.com. That is the main agent portal. And then once we get you signed up, I want to make sure we get you through Academy, which is our online training platform that will allow you to take a deep dive into all things Virgin Voyages. And I can tell you, even if you've never set foot on the ship, you will be that much more confident in speaking to the brand and promoting Virgin Voyages if you can get through gold. So with that, 16% commission on the voyage fare, no NCFs, and you're making 10% on everything that you pre-sell, which includes air and hotel. And there are no NCFs here at Virgin Voyages, no non-commissionable fares. So I know other lines may have these and people are like, what are they? Why do they exist? Well, we haven't had them since 2019. So we'll just leave it at that. So no NCFs. The other resource that I want to make sure everybody is aware of is that you, as a registered advisor, have a specific URL that is tied to your agent and your agency ID. And it is a URL that when your clients click on it, will take them to virginvoyages.com with at the top of the page, will say sold and serviced by your name with your email address and your phone number. They can actually peruse, price out different itineraries, dates, cabin types. They can actually book themselves on a specific voyage and you will receive a confirmation email that your client has booked and you are going to be making that 16% commission. This is also a fantastic way to promote a group date. So if you have a client that comes to you and says, you know, I'm looking to celebrate my 50th birthday, give me some options. Well, what can happen is you can actually customize your Let's Go book link to a specific voyage date that if you're like, perfect, let's do this, you know, October 15th, French Days and Ibiza Nights itinerary, they can send it out to their family and friends. They can actually all book themselves off of that link until you get up to that 10 cabin minimum, which would then constitute a group. So with that Let's Go book link, I always recommend taking it to bit.ly tiny URL, which will allow you to shorten that link as well as personalize it. I've seen some first mates that, you know, want to focus on Virgin Voyages. What they'll do is they'll turn that tiny URL into a specific, you know, or bit.ly where it's bit.ly/LindsayVV link. And that is their link that they always send out to clients and, you know, even have it embedded in their email signatures. Want more information on Virgin, click here. So hot tip of the day with that. And so with that, I do want to go over some specific Virtuoso perks that you all have as a Virtuoso first mate with Virgin Voyages. First up, you're not making 16% commission, it's 18% commission on the voyage fare through the end of this month, March 31st. And you're making 10% on everything, again, that's you pre-sell, but a nice 18% little bump on that. And that is, again, for all new bookings coming through March 31st. Also, an additional $100 in sailor loot for your clients if you are booking them in a Sea Terrace Cabin Meta category or a Rockstar category. And again, that is for all new bookings through the end of this month. The other nice little amenity is that your clients have priority check-in on the day of embarkation. So I will be sure to send a follow-up email to Karen that she can send or at least post with this webinar, which is this specific Virtuoso flyer that you can send to your clients once you book them. That kind of gives them what they need to do once they get to the terminal. And again, it's a priority check-in, and also 5 days before sailing, your sailors will also receive the email that you see here on your screen that lists their booking number, itinerary date, how many days to sail, as well as instructions on what to do with that. But again, priority check-in allows them to bypass the kind of the lines and get checked in and get that voyage started that much quicker. And so with that, our offers through the end of this month, we have our current wave offer, which is 60% off of the second sailor, as well as that free bar tab, depending on the itinerary lengths, 100 for up to 6 nights, 200 for 7 to 13 nights, and 400 for 14 plus nights with that bar tab. The other thing I want to, other contest I want to make sure that everybody is aware of, if you are at least new to Virgin Voyages and you have made your first booking from January 1st through March 31st, we need you to make 3 bookings in 3 months, essentially, from January 1st to March 31st. You will receive, for every 3 bookings, you'll receive 1 entry to win a chance to join your sales manager on a seminar at sea, which will be an epic voyage to the Caribbean, sailing out of Miami, Florida. So 3 bookings, 3 months. I'm going to hold everybody accountable. I'm going to ask Karen for a full list of everybody on this webinar. Make sure that if you're eligible, we're going to get you those 3 bookings by the end of this month. And so with that, went 4 minutes over, Karen. So I think I did all right. I know I was going to run a little bit over, so I think I pretty much nailed it, but happy to chat through any questions or anything else I need to go back over.
Great job in getting that done in our allotted time. Does anybody have any questions for Lindsay?
I have a question about your dining. Do you need reservations?
Yes. Well, yes and no. So with our dining in the 6 specialty restaurants, you can begin to make reservations 45 days prior to your voyage date. You as the travel advisor can make dining reservations on behalf of your clients at that 45-day mark as well. So there are some sailors that make dining reservations. Like I said, I'm sailing in 2 weeks. I have one night where I have dining reservations because I just we got to try out Test Kitchen, or want my family to try out Test Kitchen. But the other nights, we're very much gonna kind of go with the flow and basically do walk-ups and say, can we have a table for 4 or 2? And they'll, just like a regular restaurant, give you, there's a way to maybe, 10 to 20 minutes with that. So up to your sailor and how they like to dine. But yes, they do have the ability to make restaurant reservations at 45 days if they would like.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if there aren't any further questions, I'm going to turn off our recording for now.
Oh, I have one more question.
Okay, go right ahead.
So what of your destinations? I haven't been on your ship yet, but what are the ports like? Are they, do you guys own the ports that you typically go to? I'm sure, I know San Juan, you probably just go into San Juan, but
Yeah.
your other ones are, I feel like sometimes when you cruise, you are in a make-believe like country because you're in just like the port area of it that is owned by the cruise ship, and so you don't get to see or feel like the real country if you like.
Sure.
So just curious.
Yeah. So I will say, when it comes to really the only, I guess, port or terminal you could say that we own would be Terminal V there in Miami, Florida, which is our own terminal. And I think it offers a fantastic sailor experience for the embarkation process, and especially with your priority check-in, again, it lends itself to setting your voyage off on the right foot, which is great. When it comes to our different ports of call, there are no terminals or ports that we own, and that's where I would very much lean into taking a look at our different shore excursions that we offer, that you can book through Virgin Voyages, that really do, I think, a great job of allowing your sailors to have that most authentic experience in the different ports of call. We're working with maybe some smaller tour operators and some excursions that you wouldn't regularly find on many of the other websites, or possibly with some of the other cruise lines. So that's why I wouldn't say the terminal, I would say, is the terminal where there might be other cruise ships docking there. But I think it would go back to making sure that you're booking your clients on Virgin Voyages shore excursions. That's going to make sure to offer them the most authentic experience.
Great, thank you.
Yep. And I can send you the link, or send Karen the link that you can take a look at our different shore ex that we've got. And also you can pre-book your shore excursions at 120 days prior to voyage date. And you're going to make 10% commission on that shore ex if you pre-book it for your clients.
That's great.
Yeah. And speaking of shore excursions, I do want to put this plug in there. When I say you can pre-book it, what's great is that 120 days, your client's going to receive an email that, the ShoreX booking window is open. You will also get an email saying your client's ShoreX booking window is open. Your client can actually book it through the app that they will have access to, that their booking will be connected to. And even if they book it through the app and you have nothing to do with that conversation, and they're at 2 a.m. oh, perfect, I want to do this, zip line excursion in Honduras. Even if they book it through the app on themselves, submit payment, you're still making 10% commission on that ShoreX with that.
That's great.
It
I
just
have
has
one
to. Yeah,
other
Reba.
question about cabins on the terrace, central cabins. Are you
Mhm.
able to split the beds? Somebody had told my clients they can't, they're a brother and sister, they definitely don't want to share a bed.
Mhm.
But they were under the impression that unless you request it, you may not necessarily get a cabin that you can split the beds. But when I talked to Virgin, they told me on all the cabins in that category, their beds can be split into two twins.
Yeah, so how that works with our cabin, and I'm just going to go quickly through here so I can pull up yeah, there we go. So with this sea terrace cabin, when you walk into the cabin, this is what the room setup would look like with that kind of queen size bed. Now, the only cabins where we are able to split it, where they're both beds are facing in the same direction, are our ADA and accessible cabins, where we have that requirement where those beds can be split that way. However, every other cabin type, the beds can be split. It's just they get split into an L shape. So that kind of, you can see there on the screen here, that bed will split and swing around and it'll be set up almost in an L shape or perpendicular to each other. So that's how those beds can be, yeah, split.
Okay, great. They don't carry the weight, but that's
Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna stop the recording now.